OTAN, Outreach and Technical Assistance Network.
All right, so if you had a chance to look at the quiz, then it's just basically to give you an idea of, it's like to set the background for what we're going to do today, which is how you can create videos and video lessons, and also embed a few different segments to add variety using ScreenPal. ScreenPal is a free tool for the most part, except if you want to go really advanced, then it's very inexpensive though if you want to subscribe to it. That's something you can look into later based on what features you want to use. But ScreenPal, it used to be called Screencast-O-Matic. Has anybody heard of it or used it before? So you have used it before. So have you used it a lot? Just a little bit. How familiar are you with the use of this tool?
I use it to create videos and then I upload them onto like YouTube and then present it to students.
Okay. So we have somebody who has already used it, before in lessons. And what is your motivation behind using it? Why do you usually, create those videos?
I'm a transition counselor for our college, and so I'll just do videos like how to request your parking permit.
Okay.
How to apply to the college.
Okay, so it's like informational videos, right? So basically we have, a variety of different reasons why we could use the tool. Besides also creating social media presence if you like to. If you look at this quiz, we kind of go over these 4 different learner styles, which is visual, auditory, which is how well you listen and learn. Often you'll find people with their heads down, looking at the piece of paper while they listen to the instructor or the lecturer speaking. So that's more auditory. You can process better if you listen to the. So that's one of the reasons why you would find people, not always looking at the instructor, but also, just trying to listen and process. Then we have those people who read and write, who like to take notes to review what they have, learned. And then we have kinesthetic. Those are the people who like to do things with their hands, like modeling, makers, making things and all of those other ways of being more, using tactile means of learning. This is kind of like a very, a term that was first coined by a researcher called, whose name is Neil Fleming. And as you've seen before, and as you continue to see, we can use it in a variety of different ways in creating lessons for students and, our peers as well when we create professional developments. So the objectives for this presentation today are to explore a new tool, if you haven't used it before, that integrates educational technology into adult curriculum planning and instruction. We can use videos and create videos for use in lessons. It doesn't have to be a long video, a full-length video, but there's a variety of different lengths that we can choose to create them in. And we will also learn about creating embedded assignments with ScreenPal, and learn how to look at the results and get an idea as to how your students are faring in that particular topic. And then you can evaluate for yourself as to whether or not you would like to proceed and use this as a tool to incorporate in your lesson planning in the future. So I do have a tendency to speed up the pace of my speech. So if I'm going too fast, please do slow me down, because sometimes, it's just automatic. I know a lot of these people will complain every now and then, but if anybody else also has the same complaint, please let me know. Yeah. So just as a brainstorming, or just as a, something to throw out to the audience right now, what are some of the reasons that anybody might use videos in lesson planning, besides the learner styles that we just looked at in the beginning?
Oh, I want them to hear the language.
So, yeah, that's a very good.
And follow along.
It's okay. So you want them to hear the language and follow along. Would that be for English language learners?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one reason. Anybody else? What would be some of the reasons, in addition to these, that you would want to create videos for students? Oh.
Maybe to demonstrate how to do something that I teach computers, so maybe to demonstrate.
Maybe to demonstrate
how.
Okay, to demonstrate an exercise. Jennifer, you?
Sometimes they miss class, and so they want to stay on track.
Sure, when they miss class, then you want them to catch up or to understand what's been taught the day that they miss class. And then, of course, to make them engaging and interactive. As adult instructors and educators, we have all heard the term andragogy repeated over and over again, and adult learning principles, which talks about how adults learn in different ways as compared to children. And that also includes the fact that we learn like small bytes of information that minimizes the cognitive overload. So using videos and using them to create like little small, bursts of information allows people to absorb information better. It gives them a little bit more variety. They can interact or get engaged with the content. And so it's one of the ways in which a lot of instructional designers are moving towards in creating curriculum and content for adults. And of course, it also uses the principles of chunking, which is very famously talked about in instructional design, where instead of using larger segments of information, you have really short bytes of information for whether it's a video or whether it's just a small piece of text that's highlighted in the box, whether it's an image or a graphic. Chunking refers to how you break up the content into more digestible pieces of information for the learner. So basically, it talks about adding more variety in different ways for people to absorb the same information. And then, of course, like someone said, is when you miss class, you can access the content remotely and catch up on what's been missed. So what are some types of educational or instructional videos? Education videos they're really quickly becoming the cornerstone of many flipped, blended, and online classes, especially post-COVID. Everything is hybrid. We have a lot of classes that are offered in a hybrid format like this one as well. And so there are different ways in which lessons are being disseminated or taught with instructional videos. And these are some of the examples of the main categories of education videos. That is, there are short videos or micro videos, as they are called, that address specific concepts or topics, usually about a minute long. And also research has shown that about a minute long is kind of the attention span for a person to be able to absorb content successfully and to get the information and to make connections with prior knowledge and to build a better picture of what's happening. So those are highly recommended. Of course, then you can also have longer lectures. Like if you go to take college level, university level lectures, a lot of times they are asynchronous. And then at that point of time, you'll find instructors recording entire lessons, 45 minutes long, and presenting them via Canvas. So that is another way of using video instruction. And then screencasts or computer screen recording that includes active demonstrations or explanations of actions, including math or computer science and features of a program as well. Screencasts could also include capturing screenshots and annotating them maybe, and also using those for students to understand and enhance their learning. So there's multiple ways in which we could use videos or imagery in instruction.
I have a question, Nitya.
Yes.
You mentioned that our attention span is about a minute. Do you think it has become a minute? Or do you think it was longer, but just because we've been training ourselves with watching shorts and using a lot of social media, it's become shorter? What do you think about
No, I don't think that the research is not that recent that it indicates that it's because of social media use or because of technology or like mobile phone use, but it's just research based in general as to how adult learners learn, and even in general how people learn. And it's kind of been established that a 1 minute video segment is kind of ideal to absorb information.
That's the reason why a lot of things are short now, because that's what keeps your attention and that's how long you actually attention.
Of course, if you go on Instagram and you can't expect to be watching a 1 minute video, that's too long. Then it has to be like 5 seconds or 10 seconds, right? It has to be really accelerated and really quick. But in terms of learning, I think 1 minute is kind of the research phase recommended time limit for people to be able to successfully grasp information. This is a video I created using Screencast-O-Matic. You could use it to provide feedback. So this is an example of of how I use Screencast-O-Matic with the talking head. So if you do have slides and you're not able to present it to them, you can always record your slides with the talking head with the webcam option. And then you can, you can also annotate the screen, or you can point to different elements of your screen while you're recording it to call attention to it. So this is one way in which you can use this tool. You can use Screencast-O-Matic or ScreenPal.
Excuse me for a minute, please. I need to step out. Can somebody take over the monitoring just for a couple minutes?
I'll do
Listen, anybody wants to come in and look at me? Please. And like.
Because I'll be covering your session more.
Oh,
I'm your room.
so
monitor.
nice to meet you.
So let's get down to what it actually is. So what is ScreenPal? ScreenPal used to be known as Screencast-O-Matic. In fact, if you try to sign up for different parts of, as you go through the sign up process, you still find that they haven't changed their old names. Some of their screens still say Screencast-O-Matic, but it's actually ScreenPal now. And it's a free tool, like I said, for the most part. It has multiple options that you can use. It has a screen recorder, which is another word for print screen that we have on our, keyboards. It has a video editor, a video recorder. It has, you can create storyboards and scripts, which of course is a paid feature. You can capture and annotate screenshots, which is a free feature. And you can create video quizzes, which again, you do have to pay for. Although, as I said before, it's not as expensive as many of the other tools that are out there. So they have managed to keep it fairly affordable, since it was launched, and it's been around for a few years actually. So, especially the embedded quizzes and polls, they are really nice because you can just insert them anywhere, and you can not only, have students take those quizzes anonymously, but you can also have them sign in with a name, so you can record who's taking the quizzes and how they're doing. So it has a variety of nice features, which are pretty easy to analyze and look at, and get some feedback on how they're learning. So here's how you would go start creating your ScreenPal account. So I would like you to go to screenpal.com and log in, hit /login, and then you would see this screen. On the Chromebook, you may have to go to google.com and go to the Google Store to get it. But it also has a web interface. So if you just go to screenpal.com/login, it should allow you to, that's the one. And then
Create. Oh, I have to create.
But even if you hit login, it will ask you to create it.
Oh.
Yeah. So once you come to the screen, it gives you the option to either you can sign in with your Google account if you're already logged in. Let's say you want to connect it to a Google account that you use all the time. Then you can just say, click on sign in with Google, and it'll ask you for your Google password, and you can just go from there. So it'll ask you to choose an account like this. So you can choose whichever account you want to associate it with. So if you're past this, then this is the next screen where you can skip. You can skip the setup, education account, business, personal. You can skip that. And then now when you go, you should see once you're logged in, you should see your screen. Do you see the screen? Yeah. So if you look at the screen, either you may come to the home page like this, or you come to the screen that says, take a screenshot or make a recording. Yes. So you get those. So there's two options. Since I already have a video in there, it brings me to this page where I have the video listed. But if it's your first time just logging in, then it will give you the options, take a screenshot or make a recording. So you have those two options there. Now, so first I want you to try taking a screenshot. And for that, I want you to go to create. So when you go to create and click on the down arrow on create, it gives you the option for capture screenshot. So it's asking you to set it up.
Yeah, but
Okay.
how different is this screenshot to the one we already have in our computer?
So there's a difference. The difference is that when you use the print screen on your computer, you're going to have to paste it somewhere to edit it. All right. So here, this is your frame. So this is the frame that you can set. You can drag the corners, or you can drag it down from these handles here. So you have, four and four, 8 handles, and you can adjust the size of the screen that you're taking a screenshot for. And then you can just capture exactly that. And then once it's here, then you can directly edit it. So you don't have to go through multiple applications. If you use the print screen feature, then you're going to have to take a print screen and then you have to paste it into Paint or some other image editing tool. And then you have to crop it. And then you may not have the options to annotate it or to add more, embellish it with more information. But with this, it gives you all of those tools. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot, the way you can do it is you click on create, take a screenshot, and once you take a screenshot, you'll see that, you can adjust the frame around it. So you can go to any other window, any other site, and take a screenshot of what you want. And when you're done with taking a screenshot, you'll see the image in your dashboard. And then you can click on it to edit it, and you can add more information. So I'll just get to that in a minute when I finish helping her set up her. So that's the screen that I captured. If you see here, that's the screen that I captured. And these are the tools on the side to edit them. So the editing tools, so I basically took a screen capture of my ScreenPal homepage, right? So if you look to the right here, you'll see the tools here. There's arrow, then there's freehand, there's a shape tool, there's an image tool, there's a blur tool, there are steps, there's text, and there's highlight. So if you click on, let's say, the arrow tool, and you can add an arrow. So basically, if you click on that, it will allow you to choose the style of arrow that you want over here. You can choose whatever style if you want it to look like this. And then you can just draw the arrow here or wherever you want it to point to. So that's how you can add more to your screen capture. If you want to say blur something out, then you can just select the area that you want to blur out, and that's going to blur it like this. So let's say you have names or you have an email address in your screen capture that you don't want people to see. You can just use the blur tool and you can blur that information out, or if it's sensitive information, student names, and numbers that you don't want shared. So you can use the blur tool for that. If you want to use the freehand, that's where you can just go freehand and you can write. So I'm using my fingertip and I'm trying to write on my touch screen. If you have a stylus, you can use a stylus as well to do that. You can add text. So you can just add whatever kind of text you want. Choose your style over here. What kind of font? What color? Text. That's a color, text color. Then you can choose the background. What color background? You can have a green background. You can have a red background. Most of the colors that you can choose from that palette, you can include there. You can have a shadow for your text if you like to make it a little fancier. And you can also add callouts. So you can make your box, your text box, a callout. So for example, if I say callout and yes, if you see here, I can grab this little point here to make it a callout. So if you'd like to take a few minutes and just play around with your screenshot or your screen capture and see how these different tools work, it will give you a better idea of how you can use it to make a more appealing or attractive screenshot or image for students to look at. You can also use it to, let's say you have a biology lesson and you want to label different parts, or you want to call attention to different parts of, an organism. Then you can also use this feature. So you can take a screenshot of something from the internet, and you can, like Wikimedia images or something which is allowed for copying and modifying, and then you can add all these different annotations around so that. So and then you can click done, and then you can save it. And then you can copy it as whatever you would, save it as whatever you want. And then that will be,
I don't see that now.
at the bottom of
your screen, TDLS.
So you have to go.
Where is it gonna save it to, your desktop?
No, it'll save it to your cloud, your account.
Oh, okay.
It'll save it to your account cloud. So here, this one is saving it automatically.
Oh.
Unless you want to.
So there's two ways for you to finish this. So if you look at the top over here, it says done editing image. So when you're done with this image and you click on that, it's going to help you exit from there.
Okay.
So it's going to save whatever you have done, and then you're going to see it on your dashboard there. Once you click done editing image, it will save it for you on your dashboard. And then you can, edit it further, or you can save it as download it to your desktop or share it from there. So that from here, you can do, you have more options again. So you can save it or you can download it. And then you can share it with, your students.
So when it says it auto saves.
Yeah, it auto saves it.
So then it auto saves it, so if you happen to shut down.
It will still be
it's
there.
still-
Yes, so if you happen to accidentally log out or your computer shuts down, whatever, it's like Google Drive basically. Whatever you're doing in Google, even if your computer shuts down, it'll still get saved in the cloud. So this is saving everything in the cloud. But remember, as a free user, you only have so much allowance in terms of space. So it's highly unlikely that you will max it out unless you create a whole bunch of images and videos. For the most part, is fairly sufficient for our use. But in case you want to have more images, then you could always install it to your desktop or your laptop, and then you can have it saved on your desktop. So that way, you have more space.
Forever.
Yeah,
Oh,
of course, of course. So this is one way of, using ScreenPal is by doing using the screenshot.
Oh, so this is something that we could upload to YouTube.
Yes, no, this one is, this is just an image. You don't have to.
Oh, that,
yes.
okay.
So when we go to record, that's when we'll actually do the recording part of it. So let's move on to the next slide. Let me get out of this and then move on to the next one. Okay. So now, I don't know how I can share this with you because that's where I was hoping to take the help of the the room monitor. I have a document that I was hoping to share with you so you could just, record it with the talking head or the webcam only option or the screen option, and then we could edit it. But if you already have a document available to you, then you can just open the document that you'd like to talk about. And then I can show you how to record it and how to add all the other little annotations to it. So let me go through this first one time, and then that way I can give you an idea as to what I'm actually going to talk about. So I'm going to stop sharing this over here. Then so this is the document that I wanted to use with my ScreenPal recording option, just to give you a demonstration. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to have this document open, and as you see, the first page is kind of blank. And then I have instructions over here in the second portion of it. So this is just a very small demonstration. So what I'm going to do over here at this moment is I am going to, so these are the things I'm going to do. I open the document already, right? Then I'm going to launch ScreenPal. I'm going to hit the record, adjust the frame, and then start recording, okay? So those are the steps I'm going to do first. So when I go back to my document,
Dotted frame. See, I never got a dotted frame.
not because you haven't hit the recording tool yet.
Oh.
So that's what I'm going to show you right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go here. So I'm going to go to ScreenPal. Now it's not showing me this window. I will change the window. I'm over here now. Right, so I'm going to be over here. This is where I'm going to go. And I'm going to say create. And I'm going to say launch recorder. And then now it's initializing the online recorder. So if you see now, I'm going to share the portion where it shows you the dotted lines. Here. Okay, you see the dotted lines now? So now I have a handle here in the middle, which I can use to move it around. So if I can move it by holding that handle and moving it around, that's one way to move it. or I can also use the handles on the sides to reduce or increase the size of the screen.
Oh, so you could show half a screen.
So yeah, I could show half a screen, I could show whatever area I want to display. So that's what I choose, right? So I can also bring it down like this. And I could make it smaller, but then I could bring it down so that I can access my tabs. And now I actually what I want to record is something else, right? So what I want to record is this screen over here. So now that's what I want to record. So I went to the tabs and I clicked on the screen that I want to record, right? So I have that screen up at the back. And I want to make sure it's got all the areas that I want to record. For example, I want this toolbar to be recorded on the top. Then I want the entire screen or the frame of the document to be recorded, so I pulled it aside. I don't want these tools on the side. I don't care about these Google tools. So I'm just going to cut that out of the frame. And now if you look here, you have the three options, right? So this is only the screen. If you want people to only look at the screen, that's the option. Then that is the camera option where it's going to focus on me. Only the speaker or the person who's in front of the camera. And then if you see both, that's where you can record yourself speaking as well as the screen. So for this activity, I'm going to choose the both option, right? So now if you see it's positioning me over there. I mean, you can't see me because of the way it's set up, right? Now I can always position this to be at the bottom or somewhere else. I can choose to have it whichever corner of the screen I want. It doesn't always have to be in one spot. So I can move it around, I can move it here. Right, I can move it to any part of the screen that I wanted to move to. Is everybody following along? Did you guys get that? Yeah. So I can basically move it anywhere to whichever portion. I can also make it a little bit, actually I can make it a little bit shorter if I want. So that it's not as big. So I can just move it out like this. And only whatever within that frame is what's going to be recorded. Whatever is not in that frame will not get recorded, right? So now once I have this set up, if you look at the size
So
here.
like you're saying, if you pulled yourself out of that frame,
Yes.
it's not gonna show you.
So it's not going to record what's over here, it's only going to record what's over here.
Okay.
So this is the frame within which everything gets recorded, right? So that's how it's going to record. So once we have that set and, make sure the toolbar is in here. I don't want the bottom, I don't want all of the desktop icons, I want to cut that out. I want to take this out, I don't want the people to see my browsing tabs. So you just focus on the area that you want to focus on. And then once you set your frame, you choose how you want to record depending on what kind of recording it is. If it's something that you want to just show a picture and talk about it later, or add some music, then you can choose only screen, right? But if it's like a guided lesson, like an Excel sheet or something where you want to explain something to your students, then you can choose both.
Okay.
Because, having your face there also adds teacher presence, so it makes it a little bit more personal as it's there in the classroom. So if you choose this both options, max time is you allow the maximum recording time to be set. It'll stop automatically after that. So if you don't set it, then it'll just run as long as you want it to run. And then when you stop it, it will stop. So if you go to the bottom here, like this is like you said, go to the circles. If I click this little circle here, it changes it to a circle, so you can see yourself in that little circle.
Like the circle better.
At the bottom.
And see what.
Oh, you made a circle.
Yeah, it was a rectangle.
Oh, okay.
And then I click on and that's the circle,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then narration, if you want to talk as you record, then you want to turn the narration on so that people can hear what you're saying. So right now I have it off, but if you want to have speak and explain as you're going through your slides or through your document or your lesson, then you can choose. What is that? So you can choose either the microphone or you can just say, turn it off so that then it won't record what you're speaking, right? You're not going to speak into it. Or it can record computer audio if there's something happening on the computer. If it's like a movie you're recording, a small clip of a movie that you want to insert into your lesson, then you can also use this tool to just capture that portion and then you can insert it into your lesson, right? So now I'm going to hit record over here. And I've chosen the talking head and I'm going to move myself to the top over here in this corner, just because. And then I'm going to hit record. And then it's going to give you the countdown. And then now you can record whatever you like within that screen. So for example, if I was in the screen where I was, okay, then what happened to my document? It's not showing the document, it is showing right here. Now over here, if I'm over here, so I'm just going to go down. It says, I'm showing students how to edit a document or how to correct, something in a document. So it says follow instructions to practice your formatting and editing skills. Change all margins to 1 inch using the page layout tab. So I'm going to show them how to do that. So I'm going to say, go to file, and then go down, go to page setup, and then, relaunch it. Go to files, go to page setup, and then from there, I'm going to say all the margins are over here. So I can change them to 1, so that all the top, bottom, left and right margins are 1. So this is just a demonstration, but I'm doing it using this video. And then it says center this line. So this line originally, if it's not centered, then I would show them how to center it by using the option over here, which is you can go to format, and then you can go to align and indent, and then go to center, and then to center the line. So basically, you can guide them step by step through different actions or different skills using the video as a means of explaining. Then, for example, it says here, convert this line to boldface. Now I'm going to make it unbolded first so that you can do that. So,
And you're still recording.
yes, I'm still recording. Okay, so I'm going to say, convert this to bold. So I'm going to say, okay, I first have to select this to the sentence. Then I go to format, and then I go to text, and then I go to bold, and then that's going to make it bold. So as I'm doing the action, I'm talking about it in the background. So that helps them to understand what's going on. You can also use this to create solutions like answer keys, right? You have a test, so you have an assignment, you have a quiz, and then you want to give them the answers. You just don't want to throw out an answer key and tell them they got it wrong. But this is a good way of explaining why they got something wrong or why the answer should be what it should be. So it's like a little bit more, yes.
Nitya, is it, recording your face also?
Yes, it is. Whatever is
So
in the
what
frame, the red and white frame is all being recorded.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So right now I'm still recording everything that I'm saying.
Mhm.
So whatever you do on the screen, plus whatever I'm speaking right now, of course, I have turned the volume off in this, so it's not recording my voice.
But that
Yes.
image I see is
Yes,
recorded.
yes, it is. So if I say stop here now, and I say done, right, and I say done, now it's going to say, do you want to just save it and upload it because you have a perfect video?
Okay.
Or do you want to edit it because you want to add stuff to it, right? So then I'm going to say edit video. And it's going to bring up this video over here on my dashboard. So now this is my dashboard where I have the video that I just took. So this is the video. Now, if you look at the bottom here, this is where you have the play bar, right? It shows you where you can scroll to in the middle of the video. So now let me just move it forward a little bit just to show you how it's. Where is it going?
Then they have to
It's not
process.
moving, it's not processing as fast actually. Oh, there it is, sorry. Yeah, there is a delay between the Zoom and the actual. So if you look here now, I have this is a video I created. I think that you guys, did everybody get the chance to create a video?
Yeah.
Yes?
Just log me out. Did you get a chance to create a video?
So nobody created a video. So do you want to do create a video of your own?
Yeah.
Because we have time, it's only 11:20, so.
I was gonna hit record.
Okay, so if you create the video that, and if you look at it, this is the video that's playing right now. Now, I want to add more features to it. So let's say I want to add a title page here instead of all of this. I just want to say, welcome to formatting skills or whatever, right? So I'm just going to click at the point where I want to add that message. And I'm going to say here, I'm going to say tools. And I have a lot of options for tools over here. So I can add transitions between different screens. I can increase or reduce the speed of specific segments. I can add sound. I can replace a frame with a video, or I can freeze a frame. I can add overlays. Overlay is something where you have something that starts on one portion of your video and continues on to the next, and it stops. So you can set for how long you want it, right? Then you can have freehand again. You can add arrows and shapes and blur and images. You can add all of that. If you record a video with no sound and you want to narrate, then you can choose the narrate option here. And then you can start at the beginning and you can narrate as the video progresses so that it's, you can explain the way you want it to be, or you want students to understand it, right? So that's an option. You can use, of course, also the insert. You can add another video file. If you have an existing video, you can either import it and put it in one spot and you can add it there. Or you can hide your camera. So this is something I think is really cool, because let's say I want to hide my camera at certain points, right? So I want to, in the beginning of my video, I don't want people to see my face until I actually start talking. So I'm going to use this hide camera option. And you see the bar over here, the little toolbar here, the little drag bar. Now I drag it, and you see the video moving, and I'm going to let it stop at the portion where I want the, so now is where I want the face to start appearing. So I'm going to release it, okay? And so I'm going to hit OK now. Now if I go back and play the video from start, you'll see that the talking head has disappeared at the top. So it's only visible after a certain point.
When you're there.
So now I'll appear now, because that's where I set it to appear. So let's say I want to edit that some more. So I'm going to stay here, hide camera again. And then I'm going to start from here, going back all the way to the start. I don't want the face to appear.
Okay.
I'm going to say okay now. And now if I start playing the video, you don't see the talking head anymore until 11 seconds into the video. So it'll appear now in another few more seconds. There you see it now? It's on the, oh, it's still, oh, there's a delay, okay.
Irving did it.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's not syncing up with this, there, now you see it at the top. So, what this does is it allows you to appear and, disappear and reappear at different points when you want people to focus on things. If it's just like a message running on the screen, you don't want your face in the corner to distract people. So now that this is the beginning screen, I'm going to add some messages for students. So I'm going to say, okay, what is this about? So I'm going to say, okay, tools, overlay, and I'm going to say text. Okay, and I'm going to add the text here. I do not want it to be a call out, so I'm going to change the style to where it says, where does it say call out? It should say call out somewhere. We change it to no call out.
Call out?
Yeah, it's a call out.
See
When
how
you're
it has
speaking.
the little tab?
Oh.
It has the little tab at the bottom?
That's a call out. You see that?
Oh, like from a comic.
Yes.
Yes, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I don't want that to be a call out, so I'm just going to say formatting assignment, right? And I want students to just look at this first when they come in. And it's going to run from the beginning all the way up to 4 seconds. Right, so if you look here, it's 4 seconds long. You can also set the time here. And you can increase it to like 5, 4, 5, as long as you want it to appear, right? So that they know what it's about. And then I hit OK. And then now if I go back and play again, I hope it plays it without a delay. So go back, and if you see here, it starts with formatting assignment. The talking head is not there at this point. And now as the video is playing, you'll see that the talking head will appear shortly in about 11 seconds. Yes, Chinny.
So for the video editor, does it have to be something that you recorded with the tool, or can you use video?
You can also import videos from outside, yeah. You can, as long as it's an MP4 format.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be MP4.
Do you use the free version or the paid version?
This is free.
Do you use the free one? Or you haven't paid them?
I have a paid one as well. So I'm going to use that one to show you the quizzes, because the paid one uses the quizzes needs the paid version. But this is the free one. This is really slow.
Did your school get it or you got it?
I got it for myself.
How much was it? Rough.
I can show you
Top
the,
rate,
it's
$10
very,
a month.
sorry?
$10 a month.
Yeah, they're very inexpensive actually. If you buy the annual plan, it's not much. It's very inexpensive.
Remember to write that off in your tax.
That's right.
Oh, I never thought about that.
That's why I'm here.
Is this, so did you guys get an idea of the tools that you can use? There's a ton of tools you can use. If you go to just tools and you can introduce them anywhere. Let's say I want to transition from one screen to another in a little fancier manner versus just it's scrolling out. So suppose I wanted to go from here to the editing screen, with a little bit more of a twist. I'm going to bring my cursor to where I want the frame transition. And I'm going to click on tools and go to transition. And here it tells you the options for types of transition and how you want it to be, like fade, just swirl out, swirl in. So I use the type. And if I say, let's say, that's how it will look. So you can either use a radial. There's a ton of options here that you can use to transition in and out of a frame. You can use a kaleidoscope, whatever you like. But I usually like to use the radial transition a lot. Because it's like a movie screen. So I put this in here. And I say, okay. Now when I go back and I'm going to replay again, just so that we get to that portion, you see the transition happening there, if that actually moves. It's not moving at all. That's terrible. So it's not doing the playing portion over there. It's just taking forever. No. Because it's already done over here. It's very slow. I'm already done way past to the end of the document on my screen and it's still going along slowly.
That's because it's really, you see every single frame.
There's a delay. There's a very solid delay in this. So I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I'm not able to show you that exact portion just because it's taking forever for it to play.
Pick up that one and walk around.
Yeah, I can do that as
No,
well.
I'm just teasing you.
No, I can actually. Well, everybody's going to see multiple things. Let me show you here. So if you actually see here, you should see. So you can see the transition happening, they just move in whichever way you choose it to move. And you can choose the duration of it as well, like a couple of seconds, how fast and, how much you want it to cover. So that's another option for this, tool that you have here. And then if you already notice the cursor, you see the cursor moving along the screen, the yellow cursor. Now, if you look at the options here, it says cursor. If you uncheck that, it's not going to show you the highlighting cursor on the screen. But if you check it, then it's going to show your cursor moving. So if you want to use your cursor, to go on the screen and for people to see what you're pointing at, then you can leave the cursor option. So you see here, there's a yellow cursor here, right? So that if you uncheck the cursor option, it's going to not show that. And then you can have your arrows and different things to point at different points of time. So you're familiar with all of these tools already? You use all of this stuff?
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them.
So you can edit that as you go along, so if you were showing something and you didn't want the cursor to show up, or do you have to do that?
So no, you can choose it like anything else, how you can choose when your talking head shows up and not how the cursor shows up. You can choose different points of time for everything. And you can also select, for example, if I say tools again here and I say speed, now you can choose which segments you want to speed up and you want to slow down. So let's say there's some section of the video that's not really relevant and you want to go like 4 times or whatever number of times faster. So you can select the start and the end point And if you choose the speed up option, it's going to speed up just that section and then go back to the normal speed after that or before that. So you just choose sections to adjust the speed. And then the one that I really like the most is if you have just a video, you choose the music, or the audio option, and it will give you all of these options for music. As a background score, you can add it to the background, so it makes it nice for people to listen to, depending on the kind of, or the tone of the lesson or the video. You can add, if you're not talking, that is. Even if you are talking, you can have the video or the audio at a very low volume in the background. So it gives it a kind of like an ambient feeling, and it's kind of nice to, listen to the lecture as well as the music in the back while you're watching it. So you could incorporate all three of those things at the same time. So that's a very cool. They have, and all of the music that they have here is all, you don't have to worry about the copyrights or the royalties or the licensing. It's all licensed. If you have an account, it's all there for you to use for free. So it's not a problem. So there's a ton of options over there. What else did I want to show you? So, do you guys have any questions about the video creation part before I jump into the quizzes portion? We still have an hour. What is the actual time? Oh, we still have about half an hour. So that's about the perfect amount of time to show you the video quizzes. Let's say I finished with this video and I'm done editing this and all of that, and I'm going to say done. I can give it a name, of course, over here. Video project name. I can say demo, right? Now I say done editing this video. Now here you have the options to upload it. So I don't know if you have the YouTube option with the free version. So if you look here at the options here, so you can upload it to ScreenPal, which is your ScreenPal homepage, and you have all the files there on the cloud there. You can upload it to YouTube. You can upload it to Vimeo, to Google Drive, to your Dropbox, or you can just save it as a video file. So you have multiple options. So you can save it as, a variety of different things based on what you want your, end user to be.
So you put it in an email.
So you have to first save it as a file, right, as a video file. Then you would, if you want to put it in an email, you wouldn't want to send the video out, it's too large, right? So you would upload it and send somebody the link to view it.
Put it in your drive.
So you would say upload it to your Google Drive. And once it uploads it to your Google Drive, you can get a link off there. You know how to do that?
Well, I think if they don't have Gmail, then you have to share it somehow.
Then you can upload it to YouTube.
Oh.
Or you
Then the
can,
whole world can see.
no, you can choose.
Never
On
uploaded
YouTube,
it.
yeah, on YouTube, you can choose it to be like unlisted, private, or whole.
Okay.
Or you can just go to, what do you call it? You can just upload it to your ScreenPal as a video, and then give them the link to view it from there. So that's an option too. There's multiple different ways in which you can share it, but the best way is to give them a link, because to send the whole file is going to be space consuming.
A lot of people, they wouldn't be able to open.
Oh, no, so I make the email and I just send the link. Okay.
Yes.
And then they just click on that link and they'll send them straight to where you want.
Okay.
So if you look over here, not giving me the options right now, but. Oh, and another thing I want to show you, another important thing is there's also a closed captioning feature, right? So if you want to have captions based on what you're saying, it'll automatically kind of convert your voice to the text. And you can just edit it a little bit, and then that way you don't spend so much time creating the caption, so you can do that.
We were just talking about transcribing students' speech as a way to record their speaking progress, right? So, and then will it count your words or?
It won't count your words per se, but you can at least, have the captions in there based on what the video is saying. Or you can upload a captions file and it will just, align it with the video. So you can do both of those things as well.
So if you have you say something and it's not clear, it'll just come out whatever.
Yes, but then you can edit it. So then you just have a few things to edit versus typing in the whole thing, right? You just have to edit a few things. So that's much better than having to
Yeah.
do it from scratch.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's see what I was gonna show you now. I wanted to show you the, so the quiz feature, right? So the quiz feature is something that I have on my paid account. I'm just going to go to okay. So now that we did the recording and the editing for the video, so we did the unhide the talking head, hide and unhide it. We did the text overlay, we edited the video, you can insert an image if you have an image at different points. And you can cut segments as well, if there's just like a dead byte in there which is dragging on for a little longer than you want it to, you can just cut that out of there. That's an option. And then the thing that I really like about it is the video quizzes. So this is a video quiz that I created earlier. I'm going to show you the screen for the video quiz first before I go into the quiz so that I can pull it up while looking at this. So this is one of the, I have like 3 video quizzes here that I have created for various purposes. The one I'm going to open today is and show you this one. And if you look at it, that's one of the screens in the quiz that people can, respond to. So for example, this question comes in the middle of the video. And when you choose an answer, you just click on it and then you click submit and it gets recorded and then you can see the answers later based on what they have responded to. So this over here shows you the results. So it says that 1 completed quiz and how many people have visited this quiz. It says 2 people here, 2 quiz visits, right? And then 0 partial responses. Let's say someone does not answer 50% of the questions. That's a partial response. So then you can see who has answered all the questions and who has answered only some of the questions. What is the high score? If the highest score is 100%, that's your high score. If the lowest score is like 10%, then that's going to show in the lowest score. And then it gives you the median score of the class. So you can see, how students are doing in your class. This is just a video about chunking, but before I go into this, I want to make sure I go back and show you the video quizzes actually the way it looks as it's being viewed. And I am not sure why it won't let me do that. So I'm going to log out of this and I'm going to try to log in one more time to my ScreenPal so that I can show you the video quizzes because that's what I really want to do. That's what this presentation is about. So I'm going to give it one more shot. And if then I cannot, then I'm going to quit.
That's your favorite.
Oh, there it is, finally, thank you. Thank goodness, okay, so this is how you actually make a, so this is the quiz I created with the video, the video quiz with, the couple of different quizzes in between, just as a sample. So I'm going to play this here, and you see the quizzes in between. So this is basically what we do. No, you don't need to pay for the quiz. That's what a quiz is about. So that's where the quiz comes in between. And so what you can do, Yeah, so that's what I can add in, with the paid version, I can add in the quizzes. And then I can, choose the answer here, so then I say, and then I submit it. So the cool thing is you don't have to students don't need to log into ScreenPal. You're just giving them the link to the quiz.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and then the thing is that they can either take it, you can set it for them to be anonymous, which is they can take the quiz anonymously. Let's say it's a poll for a large group of teachers or, educators, then it can be anonymous, or you can set it so that they have to put their name in. If it's a class, then you can make them put their name in, so then you can see what their score is.
When it goes back to your ScreenPal,
Yes,
the score.
yes, so, yes, it does. So that's what, I think I just showed you the analysis of the scores. You can see the maximum score, you can see the minimum score, the lowest score. You can see what is the average score of the class. You can also see which questions were most missed, so that you can, work on those different concepts specifically.
Wow. Oh, so you could do it as a short answer,
Yeah,
and then they send it back, so instead of a Google form.
yeah, so it's just like a check for understanding every now and then. So you just insert it as a check for understanding, so that you can see what they're catching on to and what they're not. So it can be a true or false, you can have a poll, you can have a multiple choice question. You can say choose as many answers as you want, so you can do all of that.
Okay. Amazing.
So,
Oh, but they can't do any answer back to you unless you buy the subscription.
no, you can see that.
No, like if I just did, the regular one, the free one, and I make a list and I say, go to this, and then tell me,
So you can only do this quiz if you have a paid subscription.
okay,
Yes.
okay.
But you can do
That's how
everything
you-
else with the free version. So, if you have a free version, you could create a video and you could have a separate quiz in Google Forms, which is like multiple things, right?
Yeah.
But if you have this, then it's all in one.
together, Yeah.
And not just that, with Google Forms, you can't get as clear a picture of the results as you can get with
Right,
Bytes.
right.
This is more like you can build a classroom and you can see who's doing and who's performing, at what level. So
Wow.
it kind of gives you a better idea of like a check for understanding.
Okay. Wow.
So then it also tells you here if it's like, right or wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can choose the answers that are correct. So that, in the end, you can give them feedback as well. But, or you can choose to create another document that gives them the answers so it says the answers have been submitted. So you can do all of that stuff. Let me see if there is any other, way I can pull up the other account was not working, so. So basically, that's how you would, create quizzes and include them in your videos.
So your sample video quiz
That's the one
is
I did.
within your document,
Yeah, so you
within
can
your
send,
video.
no, that's the one you can send this link out, like, for example, this was supposed to be for participants online, but since I don't have a room monitor to help me push that out in the chat, I was not able to send it to the Zoom participants. But basically, those are your students,
Yeah.
you would just send them the link. So you would just copy the link to the quiz, this is the link to the quiz, right? And then you would just email it to them, so you go to your email and send it to them. That's all it is. And so they can just work on the quiz and the results will come to you automatically because it's part of your account.
Wow, that's great.
So I don't know how many of you got to create like videos and add, features to it. I did not realize that there is no computer in this room besides one screen. So it's kind of, it's always more fun when you can do a hands-on versus just watch a demonstration, because then you get a better picture.
You covered a lot of stuff. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Thank you very much.